to 3-Minute Warning.
The show where we take 5 of the hottest topics in sports and break them down in 3 minutes or less. My name is Michael Medina. With me, as always, my good buddy, David Griffin.
And also welcome Stephen Fox, our producer up in the booth, making all this happen. Say hello, Stephen.
What's up, guys?
We can get right into it today with some talk about famous Jameis Winston.
I feel like we talk about him a lot on the show.
Talk about Jameis Winston a lot. Look at that smile. He's happy. All smiles.
Just got some crab legs.
He's happy, yeah. Poor Jameis. Just had his pro day.
Yeah.
Just had his pro day. Did okay.
Yeah, not great.
92 of 102 passes. I mean, pro days are scripted.
We talked about this before the show.
It's like watching a play.
Yeah, it's a little overrated pro day, but, you know, whatever.
Talk about stuff, and we know Jamarcus Russell had one of the better pro days of all time.
Look how that turned out.
And then had one of the greatest failures of all time at the Raiders. You know, got like 300 pounds, wanted to become an offensive lineman, didn't work out too well for him. But Jameis, he did an impressive thing yesterday. He did a really good interview. NFL Network is covering all of, all the pro days, everything. And he seems like he's maturing a little bit. He's admitting his faults, recognizing what he did wrong and how he brought a lot of attention to himself. And he's trying to defend also the reason why he's not going to the draft, which now Marcus Mariota's announced that he's not going to the draft either because he wants to showcase my Hawaii.
Of course.
He wants to showcase because no one knows anything about Hawaii.
What's Hawaii?
Why would anybody want to go to Hawaii?
Where's that?
Why would I want to go down there? It's only like one of the most beautiful places in the world. But of course, Mariota's praised when he does something like this. Jameis Winston is,
Yeah, it comes with the territory, though, right?
Is it justified?
It's not fair.
Does he deserve it?
It's not fair. But again, I said this before. He put a bullseye on his back with all that negativity surrounding him. So it's not fair, but it is what it is.
Do you think Jameis is maturing, or do you think he's just been coached well? I think it's a combination of everything. You think he is growing a little bit?
I'd say it's a combination of both, for sure. I mean, right now he's definitely part of this PR machine, because he's going to get drafted, so he's got to do and say the right things, right? I mean, I'm not saying that he's not really growing, because I'm sure he's learned a lot. So I hope so, But obviously he's going to say and do the right thing, and maybe it's a little bit of both. I'm sure whatever coaching he's gotten, that interview was a great interview. He looked good, looked very professional, said all the right things. Hopefully he sticks to it and means it.
If we could take out all the drama, all the controversy behind Jameis, the crab legs, the sexual assault accusations, never brought to court, never, no criminal charges. But if you could take all that away, who would you pick at number one? Who's your number one QB? Would you pick Mariota or Jameis? If you could take all that away. Who's a stand-up guy?
I like Winston's physicality.
Yeah, he's big guy.
He's not fast, but he can move. We've seen that.
He's like a good leader.
Exactly. We've seen him take charge on the sidelines, and you want a guy like that. Mariota seems a little bit more subdued, a little bit, not quite as open as go get him and stuff. Not saying he's not a good quarterback, but I guess I'd probably have to take Jameis.
Jameis, okay, great. Yeah. I like. Who would you pick? Hashtag 3MW here at the stream.tv on 3-Minute Warning. I liked his answer. We said somebody told him you don't have to add sugar to sugar. I already know I'm the one everybody wants to be around. It's a little cocky to say that, but I think it's justified. He is very charismatic. He also said, when asked about his football acumen, it's a very good word that the journalists decided to use, acumen, he said he wants to be a quarterback like Donovan McNabb, like Cunningham was the Vikings. He doesn't want to be
like a Vic.
He doesn't want to be a Vic. When you have a quarterback like Jameis, stereotypes, black guys, they got to run, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be something different. We're going to move on now. That's all we have for that topic. We'll talk about some boxing next.
Yep.
Floyd Money Mayweather always in the news. This is not really about Floyd and Pacquiao. Oh, it is about Floyd and Pacquiao, but not about what they've done.
Yeah.
It's about potential ticket prices for ringside seats that are estimated $87,000. Well, one outlet is charging $87,000 for a ringside seat.
That's just
ridiculous. Is that worth it?
That's ridiculous.
Is it worth $87,000 for a ticket?
I mean, unless maybe the Cubs were playing Game 7 of the World Series at Wrigley Field, and I had that money lying around.
Yeah,
maybe.
If money wasn't an option,
but
that's expensive ringside.
Man. Come on, man. $87,000.
The gate is going to set the record, potentially $75 million just from the gate alone. The record before that was $20 million. So this is huge. $87,000 for a ticket.
Yeah. That's a joke. Someone's gonna buy it. Someone will. Someone will pay that money just so they can be like, "Hey, bro, I was at the Mayweather Pacquiao fight, bro. Check me out, bro. Selfie."
Well, it's interesting. Here at the stream.tv, we talk about a lot of different genres. Very, very geek centric here in a lot of places. We have an Arrow after show that Michael and I are both on. We have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Gotham, The Flash. Talk about a lot of geek stuff. We got the Geek 360 show that we shoot here. And what's cool is this is a huge entertainment weekend that the Pacquiao fight is on.
Yep.
It's May 2nd, which is a Saturday. May 1st, obviously Friday. So that whole weekend, we have the NFL draft starts Thursday. We also have the Kentucky Derby.
Kentucky Derby's
going on. We got the horses. Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
It's a big weekend.
And
Pacquiao. It might hurt Avengers Age of Ultron's maybe first opening weekend.
Something tells me they'll do okay.
I think they'll be all right.
I think they'll be all right.
What they need to do is they have the fight at the movie theater, have a double feature. You watch the fight, and then you watch the movie. People would see that. They'd watch the fight, and then 2 birds with 1 stone. So if you had a choice, if somebody came to you and said, you know what? Actually, I'm going to change it a little bit. I want to change it a little bit.
Oh,
if you couldn't see Avengers Age of Ultron ever again, you could only see it one time.
That's not fair.
Yeah, I know it's not fair, but if you could see that, the NFL draft in Chicago, I know you're from Chicago, or the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, you know what? I'll even throw in a ringside $87,000 ringside ticket. You can sit next to Bieber and Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, they're sweetening the deal now.
That's the pot. Give me
the beeves.
Yeah, what would you choose?
Okay.
Oh, one time you can't get it on Blu-ray.
Okay.
You can't see it at some of your friends' house. You gotta watch it.
I would go Age of Ultron then, simply because I can't see it again. Now, if that were not the case, I'd go NFL Draft again because of being in Chicago and everything. But if I could never see Age of Ultron again, I gotta at least see it once.
Oh. See, that's huge. Because
the draft, you know, we'll right here on 3-minute warning, we're going to be talking about the draft.
You're going to talk about the draft.
You know, we're going to know what's up.
Hashtag 3MW, which would you choose? You're going to go the Avengers. You're going to go the Kentucky Derby. If you had a choice, if I get you a ringside $87,000 ticket, I have one right here with, I really don't. But if I did, I could give you that. Where would you go? Avengers, Age of Ultron. Wow. Yeah. Pacquiao Mayweather's looking at possibly making $400 million in revenue. Avengers makes over $1 billion. Avengers wins.
Yep.
Bye-bye sports. Avengers wins. No, we're going to keep with sports talking. We're going to move on to Phil Jackson. Talk some NBA. Phil Jackson's pleading. He's sending out a plea to the season ticket holders of the New York Knicks. I'm from New York. New York Knicks are bad. It's a bad team. Good talent, bad team.
They're
just bad team.
Horrible.
Organization just looks awful. I don't know. I wish they did. They look awful.
That team, that franchise as a whole is a mess from top to bottom. I mean, that's a team that's a franchise. They just need to scrap everything. Start from the very beginning.
They're doing, I mean, Madison Square Garden. New York is the biggest sports market. Madison Square Garden in Manhattan is beautiful. They're doing like over $1 billion renovation on it in various stages. It's a beautiful building. It's iconic. I mean, it's the Garden.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest concerts, the biggest fights. It's the Garden. But, I mean, Phil is pleading with the season ticket holders saying, look, I made a mistake. Wow. I need to improve. We need to improve as an organization. Yeah. You know, is there some light at the end of the tunnel for New York?
It depends on their front office. If Phil Jackson really is, you know, this genius and it can put together a team. Let's switch sides. Let's talk about baseball for a second. Look at what the Cubs did with Theo Epstein, how basically got rid of almost every single player and started from scratch and loading up this team, the farm system with top prospects. Now, obviously, we don't have a farm system in the NBA or anything like that, but I mean, you get rid of Carmelo Anthony, get something from, get some draft picks, start stockpiling players, and get, you know, and just getting a young team. It's going to be a few years, you know, till they develop, but I mean, you got to start now.
They definitely need help. I hope the Knicks can be good again. I mean, they haven't really been solid since, you know, they have Latrell Sprewell, Houston.
What was it, like 99 when they kind of crept into the finals?
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't a dominant team, but they were there.
One game.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good squad. It was a random squad.
Yeah.
Was Charlie Ward still on the team then?
I feel like he was.
I want to say Charlie Ward was still on.
Allen Houston was.
Allen Houston was great. You know, Latrell Sprewell. I don't know if Camby was a part of us back then, but I mean that was a pretty good squad. I wish we could get back to that. I don't know what's going to happen. All right, we're going to move on to, we're still in the NBA here, still talking about the same topic, but we are going to talk about a little bit of Russell Westbrook. Every day we talk about MVP race. Every day it's a big deal.
Yep.
Look at those glasses. That guy's just knows fashion. Rimless. There's no prescription on those bad boys. No prescription. So he's doing really well right now.
Yeah.
Should we just give him the MVP race? He is scoring more than 27 points per game. He's leading the league in that. 8.6 assists, higher than LeBron, higher than Curry, 7.2 rebounds a game, and he's second in the league in steals for the whole league, just behind one guy.
It's a great individual performance.
But he's got a lot of assists.
He's got a lot of assists.
Again, we go to that conversation. Can you be selfish and still have a lot of assists?
You know, it's not impossible. Andre Dawson in '87 won an MVP in the National League with the last place Cubs team. That being said, if you're going to be an MVP, I think you really have to do more than just pad your own individual stats. Assists, yeah, fine, but they still pad your own stats. I think if he was doing something more along the lines of Steph Curry's on another planet right now. You watch that, you saw he broke Chris Paul's ankle.
Yeah, he tore
yesterday.
it. Yeah,
one of the better defenders in the league.
Yeah.
So I mean, this guy's on another level. So I say Steph Curry. I'm sticking to it.
I'm saying Russell Westbrook deserves the MVP. His stats prove it. It's all about stats in the NBA. That's why we give out MVPs, not because of what they're, how much they're worth. We're going to go into some baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball topic now. MLB opening day / opening night is coming up April 5th and the 6th. So they're doing opening night on the 5th. You got the Cubs, you got St. Louis, and then opening day on the 6th. A lot of baseball.
A lot.
162 games.
Thank goodness.
Oh, man, that season just never
I wish there were
ends.
more games. I wish we had
Michael's
more.
a huge baseball fan. He wishes there were more games. Maybe I could cut it about half. Maybe 2/3, just
Ouch.
cut it off. Let's just do 25 games this season. Let's make them count.
Let's make them count.
Make those games count. So what are you looking for opening day, opening night? What games stand out
all right,
to you?
well,
Couple matchups.
Couple games. Let's go Cubs and Cardinals because I'm a Cubs fan, but this is a new look Cubs. This is a new look
Oh, this
Cubs.
is the season. This is it.
This is a new look.
season.
Well, I don't know
Back
if
to
it's the
future.
season.
Back to the future, too. This is when the Cubs win.
I'm realistic, but this is still a new look Cubs. This is a new era we're going to start. So I'm curious to see what they're going to look like. Plus, I'm curious to see what Wrigley's going to look like because, I mean, we're only like a few days away from opening night, and that stadium's not even done yet. The bleachers won't be ready. So that's going to be interesting. But it'll be a good matchup, division rivals. The other game I'm looking forward to seeing, Padres-Dodgers, because Padres did what they had to do to kind of, make their team better this offseason. So they're going to be good. They added guys like Matt Kemp. And then the Dodgers, being the good team that they are, I mean, every single year they've increased their wins, unfortunately kind of failed in the postseason. But nonetheless, there's definitely one of the better teams in the National League, so that's going to be a good matchup.
Let's talk about best new player. You can either pick, Michael, best new player, best rookie that you like, or a new player to a new team that you're looking forward to seeing this season.
I'm looking forward to seeing Max Scherzer coming straight from Detroit, won the Cy Young a couple of years ago, got paid like a gajillion amount of dollars to play for the Nationals. This is a team that's already, they look good last season, and they're looking good this year again as well. And now they've already got a great, with Strasburg, Zimmerman, great pitching rotation. Now you're going to throw in Scherzer in there. Hope he pans out. Hope he ends up being worth that money. And so I'm curious to see what he's going to look like. I think he's going to deliver, and that rotation is going to be scary.
Looking at the top players, who, if you had a preseason, I know it's hard with baseball, so many players, so many games still come.
A lot of games.
Who would you pick as your MVP, AL, NL? Which guy, you didn't have to pick for the whole thing, but which guy would stand out for you in those leagues?
One of my favorite players right now to watch is Mike Trout. He's young. He's like 23. He's just such an amazing talent. I mean, the Angels won like 98 games last year. They were great. They're definitely I think they're one of the teams to look out for this season as well. The Mariners have done a lot to kind of, stockpile that team and get stronger, but I think the Angels are still just good enough that they might be able to edge them out for the division. But Mike Trout, again, he's such an amazing player. He's not even really at his prime yet, which is what's cool about that. So he's only going to get better. So I think we're going to see even more of that this year.
I'm looking forward to hopefully a great playoff run, just a great playoffs in general. I'm kind of neutral when it comes to baseball. I don't really have a team, but I did enjoy that. World Series was awesome.
It was a lot
Kansas
of fun.
City, San Francisco Giants, great match.
Fun series.
I was rooting for Kansas City, of course. I think most of the people were, unless you're from San Francisco and you're a Giants fan. That's a great story. Favorite place to watch it? Oh no, we're out of time.
Favorite place, Wrigley, hands down.
Comerica Park for me in Detroit. Even though I'm not really a Detroit fan, I've lived in Michigan for a long time. I like that. So. Last but not least, we're going to go back to the NFL, but a different topic. No more famous Jameis.
Nope.
No more crab legs. We're going to talk about Robert Kraft in court. Robert Kraft is the owner of the New England Patriots, the Kraft family, all those Kraft products they make, big money.
Yeah, one of the more recognizable owners, too.
Probably him and Jerry Jones are probably the top two most powerful guys. Kraft says there's going to be a team in LA. There's going to be 2 teams in LA 2016.
Guaranteed,
We'll see, guaranteed.
2016.
We'll see what he says. So the Patriots owner's on the stand asking about Aaron Hernandez and what Aaron Hernandez, good-looking guy. He's still only 25 years old. Crazy how young he is. Is Aaron Hernandez guilty or not? And he told Kraft that he was not involved.
Yeah.
I think he said he was at the club.
Yeah, he was at the club. He didn't deny that.
Right.
And this was like a few days after everything just went down and stuff. Gave him a little hug and a kiss on the cheek and everything after they spoke or whatnot. And so, yeah, he said, I'm innocent. It is, so.
It's crazy. It's like you almost forget about him a little bit here because he's in court. And I feel if we're not lawyers here, this isn't like, court TV on the stream.tv. We're not going to try to analyze a case. But I miss the fact that it's hard because if he's not guilty, let's say he's not. I mean, in real life, like not just what the court says, but in real, in life, and he's not guilty. Then I really feel bad for him. All the stuff that he has to go through.
That's horrible.
I hope he's not guilty. I don't know. Maybe he is, and whatever has to happen to him. But I hope he's not. And if he's not, if he's not guilty, do you think he has a chance of getting back with an NFL team? He's only 25.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's staying in shape or not, but he's only 25. He's still young.
If he's not guilty, I still think it's going to be a hard time because, I mean, O.J. Simpson, was not guilty.
Right.
You know, and look what that
Luckily,
did
he
for
was
his-
done with his career. He didn't have to worry about OJ.
He was done with his career.
He was
but
scot-free, and then he made some dumb decisions.
That he did.
Dumb
That he did.
decisions,
But
yeah.
nonetheless, people did not let that go. So even if Aaron Hernandez is found not guilty, I still think it's going to be a hard time. I think he's going to live. And even if, let's just say he really is not guilty, he had nothing to do with this, and
Right.
it's unfortunate that he will have to live with this for the rest of his life.
These guys just seem to, and not trying to pick on Hernandez because I don't know what his guilt is or not, but you have guys like Plaxico Burress.
Yeah.
You know, bringing a gun in the club,
Shoot
shoot
himself.
yourself in the foot, and then going to jail for it. It's like, come
Yeah.
on. It's like, if you have all that money, I mean, you see, I hate to use this example, you see like Jay-Z, you see Beyonce, they have these huge like bodyguards, these big entourage. You see, can I use a non-sports reference? You see Prince William. I love the British royal family because when you see Prince William and those guys, they have these little 5'6", 5'5" guys that are in suits, but you know if somebody they can just do
Yeah.
work. It's like that's like MI6. It's like British Special Force. They just take
Don't
somebody
say anything,
down.
they just go straight to work.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you got all that money. Hire somebody to take care of you. Don't bring your
that's
own
the way to do
gun.
it.
I mean, I want to see these guys do okay. But that OJ trial, speaking of which, that was such a influential moment in our history as a sports fan. Just as court on TV.
Yeah.
And it was huge. I don't think Hernandez doesn't have quite the appeal.
No.
OJ already had a very big career in the spotlight on national television. His wife, of course, previous wife. I mean,
He was really
he was
well
big.
liked.
He was really
Everybody
well liked.
seemed to like
OJ
OJ. Yeah,
was
that's
well
why it
liked.
was so huge. I just remember when I was a kid, you know, watching TV, and all of a sudden seeing this like, you know, white Ford Bronco. And I was like, what's going on? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's OJ.
Everybody was sitting on the TV watching that. Everybody was watching that. So, you know, Hernandez, keep checking out the trial. What do you think? Hashtag 3MW. Do you think if he is found not guilty that he will be able to come back maybe to the Patriots, maybe to another team? Robert Kraft still seems to be on his side. So this is all for today for our show. I'm David Griffin. You can find me, as always, at GriffinDE on Twitter.
You can also find me on Twitter at Mr. Michael Alexis, and David and myself right here on the Stream.tv on the Arrow After Show.
We will be back tomorrow to talk more sports here at the Stream.tv. Remember, hashtag 3MW. We will see you tomorrow.